Gather round, dear viewers, for a tale of valor, deception, and the tragic fall of one of history's most legendary cities, Troy. Though woven into myth and epic poetry, the events surrounding Troy's downfall are believed by many historians to have occurred in the late Bronze Age, around the 12th century BCE, an era when heroes clashed. It all began with a spark that ignited a decade-long conflict: the abduction, or in some accounts, the elopement, of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Taken by Paris, a Trojan prince, Helen's departure from Sparta set off a chain reaction among the Greek city-states. Outraged by this transgression, the Greek kings banded together under the leadership of Agamemnon to mount a massive expedition against Troy, a city famed for its towering, near-impenetrable walls and its strategic position overlooking the Aegean Sea. For 10 long years, the Greeks laid siege to Troy. The battlefield became a tapestry of legendary heroes. There was Achilles, whose martial prowess was unmatched; Odysseus, whose cunning mind would later give birth to one of the greatest stratagems in military history; and the valiant Ajax, among many others. Meanwhile, within Troy, noble defenders such as Hector, the city's most formidable warrior, and its wise king Priam stood as bulwarks against the seemingly endless tide of Greek forces. The clash of spears, the cries of warriors, and the relentless passage of time forged a war that would echo through millennia. The turning point: cunning over brute force. After a decade of stalemate and mounting losses on both sides, the Greeks found themselves locked in a deadlock. Troy's fortifications had withstood countless assaults, and the city's resolve was as strong as its stone walls. In this moment of desperation, the ever-resourceful Odysseus conceived a plan that would change the course of history. A plan rooted not in strength, but in deceit and guile. Odysseus proposed constructing a colossal, hollow wooden horse, large enough to awe the Trojans and seemingly offered as a token of surrender or peace. Yet, hidden within its belly were a select band of Greek warriors, each chosen for their stealth and readiness to strike. The rest of the Greek army feigned retreat, disappearing from sight and leaving behind the enigmatic gift as a symbol of capitulation. The fateful decision. When dawn broke over Troy, the inhabitants were abuzz with conflicting emotions. Was the enormous horse truly a peace offering, a tribute to the Greeks' supposed surrender? Or was it a trap, a ruse designed by their enemies? Despite warnings from a few cautious voices, most notably the priest Laocoon, who famously declared, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts," the majority of Trojans, emboldened by a mix of curiosity and hubris, decided to bring the horse into the city. It was seen as a trophy, a sign of divine favor, and an end to the long and wearying war. That fateful night, as the moon cast eerie shadows over the sleeping city, the hidden warriors emerged from their wooden cocoon. With stealth and precision, they unlocked the city gates from within, almost as if in a perfectly choreographed ballet of chaos. The once dormant Greek forces, hidden just beyond the walls, rushed in to join the fray. The fall of a city. What followed was a night of terror and bloodshed. The defenders of Troy, caught entirely off guard, scrambled to mount a resistance as the Greeks poured into the city. The once mighty walls of Troy, symbols of the city's strength and endurance, became the backdrop for a devastating assault. In the ensuing confusion, the ancient streets of Troy turned into battlegrounds where heroic last stands and tragic losses unfolded side by side. King Priam, a figure of paternal dignity and wisdom, witnessed the collapse of everything he had built and cherished. In the pandemonium, his pleas for mercy went unheard as the invaders, driven by both vengeance and opportunistic ambition, burned homes and sanctuaries alike. Many Trojans met their end on that cursed night. Soldiers, civilians, and even those who had once been the city's trusted allies. The heart of Troy, its pride and splendor, was reduced to ruins. The city was sacked, its treasures looted, and its people scattered, many enslaved, others fleeing into the annals of exile and despair. What had once been a thriving hub of culture and civilization now lay in smoldering ashes, its name destined to live on in the sorrowful strains of epic poetry and the cautionary whispers of history, a legacy etched in time. The fall of Troy, whether rooted in historical events or mythic embellishments, serves as a timeless reminder of the perils of overconfidence and the unpredictable power of cunning strategy. The Trojan horse, now a metaphor for deceptive gifts and hidden dangers, symbolizes how even the mightiest fortresses can fall when vigilance is lost. While the precise historical details may be shrouded in the mists of time, the story endures, a narrative passed down through generations, captivating hearts and minds with its blend of heroism, tragedy, and the eternal interplay between fate and human ingenuity. So, dear viewers, as you reflect on the ruins of Troy, remember that its downfall was not simply a matter of brute force, but a masterstroke of strategy, a lesson in humility, and the dangerous allure of a gift that, beneath its wooden exterior, concealed the seeds of its own undoing.